Hello everyone, this is the analysis of journal article on linguistic. This is our members, and then this is the point analyzing about, and this is the profile of articles.
Alright, I want to explain about the research background. There's the research background that the research of students' responses on teachers' online written feedback conducted by the reasons of feedback, interactional approach, and students' perceived were investigated. This is caused by online written feedback done by the teacher in English foreign language studying process that have relation between learning analytics and the student's perception of the feedback or writing revisions. Feedback that are defined as a dynamic process of maintaining interaction between the teacher and students' classrooms, despite feedback as a means of negotiations, self-reflection, and being professional. Those points is merely something problematic related with interactions, revisions, and perceptions as students' responses on teachers' online written back. Based on the research background upon that article, what the problem depict or picturization by the article, the writer are including the students and the teacher's problem. That kind of interactional approach, students perceive an online written feedback by the teacher. These problems are exactly being essentials and controversial problem, so that what the writer explains are exactly as merely certain way with the problematic case happens. The background is such interested while Twitter turned to the deepest problematic cases and its picturizations, so that the writing looks like solutive at the end of the day. Then, that's about the theory. The theory that used by the authors to analyze their research was using learning analytics or LA for learning management system or LMS through online learning to see the students' engagement, especially during pandemic COVID-19, and the authors was using Moodle or the online platform as the media to record the classroom interaction, especially for giving online written feedback that include interaction, revisions, and perception. Alright, enough.
For research methodology, the research design used for conducting the research was using discourse analysis or TA under the qualitative method. TA show the interactional patterns during a writing course on the dialogic teaching on L2 students writing revision. The teacher-student and student-student interaction arising from online discussion forums can be used as a transcript for the purpose of discourse analysis. And the object of the research or the participant was 6 students in the first semester from English Translation Department in one of the universities in Jakarta, Indonesia. They were involved in the study. All of them are Indonesian, that English is deemed an additional language. They were invited to semi-structured interviews to explore their reading feedback practice experiences and to confirm the result of data analysis. The 4 students were Glenn, Chen, Vivi, and Anna. Anna worked as a full-time worker. Sasa was a part-time student. And Cici was a housewife who had experience of working as a journalist. Because of their social background, so they chose to concentrate on English study through Moodle. They were enrolled in online courses for about 8 meetings as required in the curriculum. And they were commonly guided to have FTF meetings after the online courses. However, the shift from offline to online learning has required different instructional processes due to government regulation for all educational levels in the COVID-19 pandemic. And for the subject of this research were 5%. They were include 4% from East Java and 1% from East Kalimantan. And the technique of collecting data was conducted in several steps. For the first, the research greet the student every week in 8 meeting. Whenever they come into the new topic of writing, through the direct message feature in model. After the object of the research submitted, they their right. After the object of the research submitted their writings, the researcher comments and asks the student to revise their writings that needed improvements. After that, the researchers recorded the student and the teacher frequency of online participation during the instructional process by clicking, saving, and counting the information. And then the comments between the teacher and the student were collected. After that, at the end of the fourth meeting, the researcher collected data by using semi-structured interviews with the student. And for the last is about technique of data analysis. A discourse analysis framework was employed to gather the data of classroom interaction in writing course 1.
Many ways that can do by teacher to make the student to be active in the discussion. Number 1 is teacher-student interaction during writing. 15 moves were used by the teacher to interact with the student. Those moves consist of reminding student on new material, thanking, praising, guiding the writing step, giving formative feedback, suggesting resources, showing automated writing evaluation, promoting automated writing evaluation for self-editing, scaffolding student on lexical or grammatical errors, prescribing the content and form, adopting the monitor role, letting student discussion, prohibiting the student for plagiarism, showing expectation and announcing the score of 15 moves, informing new material in the first step and announcing the score in the last stage, were central to the message menu in Moodle. Other moves were negative of the discussion post. Number 2 is directive dialogic interaction in writing revisions. This part is simplifies directive and dialogic interaction obtained from teacher, student episode, and Moodle. The interaction data unfolded different approaches to direct the student to understand the writing product. This discussion among students also depicted different categories of feedback. Number 3 is directive approach in teacher-student interaction. In this part, the teacher directly sought certain error of student writing and asked to check his writing accuracy by using a free application. After that, the student directly submitted the revised version of his writing. Number 4 is dialogue approach in teacher-student interaction. The second excerpt figures out that a teacher and student could maintain dialogic interaction in an online writing class. The teacher used a questionnaire strategy to recall the student understanding of her writing. This return feedback could channel student reaction and curiosity to their writing. It was seen that the student visualized her autonomy in searching for correct word choice by browsing it in online dictionary and paraphrasing the sentence fragment. It depicted that the student took more person to explain in this excerpt. And finally, number 5 is teacher student interaction. This third excerpt explores how a teacher with communication with three students encourage the student to interact with one another related to the writing and communicated with their classmates. This third excerpt also informs that all students responded to the writing content rather than paragraph composition, grammatical or lexical errors. The student feedback share a compliment or similar experience as a student who had to be responsible for their tasks. Yeah, the writer using line graph and bar chart to analyze his research. Line graph used to analyze of interview his own for discussion views from the first to the fourth meeting, and bar chart used to analyze of student his own for discussion views.
That's all the review about the Journal of Linguistics. Thank you.